will not replace great teachers, but technology in the great hands of great teachers can be transformed. Now, we as today's propositions strongly believes that this is true. Like, the main of online education is to help a student to earn higher education no matter where they are located. The key benefits of online education are low cost, no traveling required, self-paced coursework and time flexible. As we all are aware that technology is developing day by day and it is everywhere because it's flexible our life. Well, if it's flexible our life, why we don't use technology in education? Online education provides flexible schedule. In extra, you can eat food or drink coffee on a comfortable chair while you study. It has been noticed that online education qualities has been better in homeschooling than traditional schooling, with more personal care and grooming. Homeschool kids tend to pick up things easier than in school. They are more comfortable in their homes and have more interest in their studies, which are more customized to them in the routine-based courses. According to my opinion, while we study with computers, we can encounter many distractors. We know that we can't use social medias in class, but when we are bored in class, our body is in class, but our mind is in another place. This situation shows us people should focus on their lessons. Does not matter their locations. It depends on the person because we have distractors everywhere and every time. We should have self-control over us. The concept of homeschooling through needs, capabilities and personality. The areas where the child excels can be exhibited, where the weaker areas can be addressed with more focus and additional resources. Likewise, better academic accomplishments. It has been noticed that education qualities has been better in homeschooling than traditional schooling. Inculcation of better family and social value. As parents are the best guide to store a healthy value system in their child. Nurturing personal talent of child, guiding them for social better interaction. Students have the freedom to juggle their careers and school because they are tied down to strict schedules. Education reduces cost due to variety of reasons, that is networking opportunity, documentation, increased instructors and access to expertise. Online courses and degrees programs are more convenient and cheaper than counterparts in traditional school. There are two main advantages of online education that lead to many students to opt for online platform when they want to earn a high degree or a certificate. In encompasses communication, students have more time for a deep family reflection. By online education, there are quick access of resources and quick information relatable. The best example is this COVID-19 pandemic. We are facing the current situation, but our studies are still going on. The show must go on.
Change is the end result of all learning, but what if learning itself goes through a sudden change? Good morning everyone, esteemed judges, my worthy opponent and friend. I feel honored to have been given an opportunity to speak against the topic homeschooling is better than traditional schooling. Schools are the medium of first encounter of the kids to the apathic unknown outside world. For the first time they come out of their cushioned and comfort zone, stepping out of their innocence, non-duality of infancy, making new friends, experiencing the new sphere of sports, creativity, intelligence and experiments, assimilating new sets of skills and acumen. The COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted several sectors in lethal casualties, and of the many grievances were the traditional education. Today, our education system has gone through a paradigm shift, not just in terms of resources and content, but also in terms of how it is delivered. E-documents have replaced the textbooks. Google Classroom has taken over the whiteboards, and the classroom interaction has been merely reduced to the virtual meetings. The teachers who are not particularly specialized in technology and rather ostensibly naive to it are told by the school administration to go through a technical metamorphosis overnight. They are forced to teach the students without even knowing the students' psychological behavior, mental health, and with no physical interaction, they merely grapple to accomplish their duties. The educators and students are often strangled with the excess of internet connectivity and unpredictable power cuts. Many parents don't have a spare computer or smartphone as they themselves are busy working from home, while there are some who can't afford one. Entering into a digital world and turning world into a globalized village is merely a dream for those students sitting in the rural areas without basic resources and hoping it to be true one day. Barely sugarcoating the chilies would never imply sweetnesses. Data provided by UNESCO reveals that 638 million students have no static internet connectivity at their home either, or they don't have appropriate gadget. At a time when digitally based distance learning method used to ensure education continuity in this country. Just as other creatures in the world, the willingness to become superior and best ignite ourselves to learn everything from sports, studies to good relationship with friends, which always motivate our thoughts, feeling and action. But in homeschooling, learning is only limited to those books. But if online schooling will become a reality, then children are going to miss out most of their life lessons. As per UNICEF, millions of students are at an increased rate of harm to their mental status as internet exposure at such a young age might stagnate their growth, and not only this but they are also becoming more lazy and obese. The most serious issue is that children will not know how to socialize with other kids, which in diverse countries like India will affect them when they step out in the outer world. The young creative minds can't show their creativity, which they can in extracurricular activities held in school. In a brief conclusion, evaluation of educational values level between the two shows that traditional education is highly valuable compared to online education. It appears bluntly true that online education won't produce highly competent students despite of its popularity and sophistication. However, the adoption of technology in education has brought in an element of reliability and flexibility which is meteoric and impermanent. Online mode of learning did exist even before the pandemic, but the role they played was quite a different fold. They were never meant to be the fundamental mode of learning. Thank you.